Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. My name is Sabine from zennumerostar.com. Today's video, it's going to be a quick one. It's called Eliminate the First Block to Manifest Quicker, and I'm going to take the example of an SP. This video was inspired by my latest session with a new client from France over this weekend. In fact, I realized that she was blocking her manifestation right at the start of the process, and so we got to talk about it. After discussing this with her, she confessed that she felt as if some heaviness was removed from her shoulders. In case you may have blocked yourself at the same step of the natural process, I thought I would make a video on this to help you out. So this is a context. My client, we'll call her Lola, wanted to manifest her crush, her SP. They had a quick fling last year, and she was now ready to move on to a new and committed relationship with him. She was clear about why she wanted to be with him too, which is always an added bonus. We talked about what makes her unique so that we could craft some magnetic affirmations together. But when I asked her why she thought she wasn't with her SP already and what she had been doing to manifest him consciously, what she answered was very telling. In fact, she thought that they were not in a relationship because he was living in a different country. She knew it was what is called a circumstance, though. Okay, next she explained the type of affirmations she had crafted for herself. And she mentioned things like, my man lives in a different country but now wants to live with me. Okay, let's pause for a second. Maybe some of you do the same thing in that you know exactly what you want and you affirm around it, thinking it is going to do the trick. The thing is, depending on how difficult you believe your manifestation to unfold to your liking, your brain will remain stuck at your circumstance. Now let's review her affirmation. She affirmed that her SP was living in a different country. Nothing wrong in acknowledging that what's in your face, but not your best course of action to keep repeating it in your affirmation if you have identified that it was what you perceive to be the problem. So you have a couple of solutions here. Either you make peace with the issue and move on so that you don't remain stuck as you affirm something around your SP living in another country. In other words, your own circumstance, right? I mean, he doesn't have to live in another country for you to apply what I'm telling you. There could be another circumstance, so that doesn't matter at all. So basically, either you make peace with your circumstance, whatever circumstance it is, if you feel that this is the issue at hand that you need to handle or overcome, or you don't use your circumstance altogether when you craft your affirmations. And why is that? It is only because it is wise to prevent you from being triggered. Because what you need to understand is that whenever you have a thought, you have an associated image that is being formed in your head, unless you use neutral notions, obviously, such as self-confidence, peace, or whatever. But whenever you can form an image in your head, as you use some words, you need to pay attention to those words. It's as simple as that. So, in the second option I gave you, she can now use an affirmation geared towards her end, in which she is not going to use any words related to her SP living abroad. I mean, why get triggered if you can avoid it, right? This is the first step because, you don't live in a hermetic bubble, in that you are bound to see or hear or be reminded of something that seemingly will be opposed to what you are manifesting. So in any case, you will have to see what triggers you and handle that. However, remember one of my mottos, which is to do both things at the same time. You work on yourself, which also implies that by working on yourself, you stabilize your emotional and mental attitudes, and at the same time, there's nothing impeding you from using or crafting affirmations. Again, I know I'm going to repeat myself, but you don't need to first work on yourself in order for you to experience what you want. You can start experiencing what you want. The thing is, because you will still be triggered if you haven't worked on yourself, it is a wise move for you to then start working on yourself at the same time. This will prevent you from being triggered at a later stage once you've had your manifestation and then lose your manifestation. It's with that concept in mind that I am always encouraging you in any case to work on your self-concept. I mean, stabilize your emotional and mental attitudes if you feel that they are not very stable. Anyway, I gave her those two options, and she decided that she didn't want to use anything related to her SP living abroad. So we worked out a couple of affirmations, and then I checked how that was making her feel, and she wasn't anxious anymore. So we spent the rest of the session working out a new story, as well as effective inner conversations to just tighten her story and her affirmations. Because let me repeat this to you, being extra good around your affirmations is a great thing. But for me, because I am over analytical and obsessive, it wasn't enough. I had to really work out my stories and inner conversations as well. Because most of the time, when you pay attention to what you are thinking, you will realize that you are having mental conversations with people, and especially with people, if you are trying to manifest them, usually you would have an inner conversation with them. So better be prepared and have a good inner conversation. Okay guys, so the rest of the video is not going to be around affirmations and blocks nor anything like that. So you are more than welcome if you want to leave right now. Because I wanted to explain to you that I am booked up fairly quickly nowadays. But I would like you to remember that I have developed an exhaustive course on affirmations that also includes stories and inner conversations, because again, affirming was not enough for me. So that's why the affirmation course includes the whole mental process you may want to consider in order to experience what you want. The link is in the description box down below. Now I have also developed two other courses, namely the self-concept course and also how to eliminate resistance. For those of you who would like to have an overview of everything and have everything on a plate, I have also tightened everything under a bundle. You have the self-study bundle or the tutored course. And finally, for those of you who like this type of topic, you now have the possibility to become an affiliate of my services and earn as much as 40% on any successful referral. If you're interested, the link is also in the description below, or go straight into my website and apply there. It is zennumerostar.com, and you get a section called Become an Affiliate. If you get approved, you receive a user guide where I give you tips as well as keywords and key sentences, plus a guide on how to manifest being successful at it. This was a project I had been looking into for a few months when some of my clients kept telling me that they had no money to get a consultation with me. I first reduced my prices, but To be honest, I think that my prices already are in the reasonable type of bracket. So I figured that you earning money on your account was more empowering for you, which is why I came up with this idea. So check it out if you'd like a side hustle or even make a living out of it. You can experience whatever you want. I do believe in you. So on that note, happy manifesting.